Hey guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Psalm 8, starting in verse 3, it says, "When I see your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have established, what is man that you remember him, and the son of man that you care for him? Yet you have made him a little lower than the angels, and you crown him with glory and majesty." Here the psalmist is thinking about times when he looks up into the sky on a clear night perhaps, and he sees the moon in its glory, he sees the stars in their beauty, and he says, you know what, man is so insignificant. And there's basically two reasons why he would say that. One is because of just how wonderful these objects are in the sky. The moon shining in its glory, also these stars and their beauty. You know, if you think about it, in comparison to a beautiful star, is powerful and is large and is just immaculate that it is. In comparison, humans aren't that impressive if you're just looking at it from a physical standpoint. But also, it could be seen, or this could cause the psalmist to feel this way because of the fact that he would recognize that, all of these humongous objects in the sky, these powerful things that he sees in the heavens, point to a creator who is greater, even greater than those things. And so if his mind's turned to the creator, he would definitely have a feeling of insignificance in comparison to the great God that created all those things. And so in either way, the psalmist here is saying, yeah, when I look up in the heavens and I see the moon and the stars, I have to recognize that man is totally and absolutely insignificant in comparison, and especially in comparison to the one who created all those things. But he says, despite all this, there's basically three things that God has done for man, despite the fact that in comparison to all these other things, man seems so insignificant. There he says, what is man that you remember him? What is man that you remember him? When I look up into the heavens and I see all these wonderful things, what is man that you remember him? When we think about these things, we might wonder, why does God even think about us? There's so many other things that God could be looking at and remembering that are a whole lot more beautiful, a whole lot more glorious, that are a whole lot more impressive than mankind. And yet God remembers us. He doesn't forget us. We're not lost in the universe, as small as we are in comparison to the rest of the universe. But he remembers us and he brings us to mind. And that's a wonderful thing. And perhaps we would be in awe and in wonder of just that. But he continues and goes on. He says, and the Son of Man that you care for him. It's not that God just remembers us and says, oh yeah, I have some small humans there on earth. But now let me turn my attention to other things. He not only remembers us, but he cares for us. And if you think about just what he does to care for us, he, of course, provides for our physical needs and makes sure that we have food to eat and water to drink. And he's given us this wonderful planet to live on that is plenteous and all those different things. But we could also think about how he cares for us in the sense of even providing for our spiritual needs, and even to the point of thinking of Jesus Christ dying on the cross to really and truly and absolutely take care of us, not only from a physical standpoint, but a spiritual standpoint, and not just a temporal standpoint, but an eternal standpoint. And so God remembers us, yes, but he also cares for us and has cared for us so much that he even sent his own beloved Son to die for us. And then not only that, we might think, well, okay, he remembers us, he cares for us, that's great. What a wonderful God. In lieu of, such a beautiful creation with all these other things, just the fact that he would remember us and care for us would be enough. But not only that, he exalts mankind. He says in verse 5 there, you have made him a little lower than the angels. You crown him with glory and majesty. You make him to rule over the works of your hands. You have put all things under his feet. again, when you think about how insignificant we are, if you're just looking at it from a physical standpoint, in comparison to the moon and the glorious stars and all these wonderful planets, and you think about the immensity of the universe, the fact that God would exalt us and put us over the work of his hands, it's just amazing. And it's awe-inspiring to think that God would do such a thing. And so what we ought to do is just really have a heart full of gratitude and thanksgiving towards God, that he has given us such a beautiful creation to live in, not only the planet Earth, but even the things that go beyond planet Earth, like the moon and the stars. And he's created all these wonderful things, but in creating all these wonderful things, he hasn't forgotten about us. He still cares for us, and he's even exalted us. You know, what a wonderful, gracious God we have that would do such a thing. And we should have a heart of gratitude and love towards him, and be all the more inspired to be devoted to him, to listen to him, to obey him, and to bring him the honor and the glory that he deserves. And hopefully this psalm will help us to do that today. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.